Welcome to WholeCEO with Lisa G. I'm the best-selling author of The Boss Weight Loss. I'm bringing you the top tips to be unstoppable. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to actually pull up a chair with today's top experts in mindset, weight loss, business, and more. Learn our top tips so that you can have more energy, be fit and resilient, feel unstoppable, unshakable, and unbreakable. Honorary PhD and award-winning Inc. 5000 CEO, she's used her seven-figure coaching enterprise to help hundreds of her clients leverage the Move to Millions method, moving closer to beyond the million mark, sharing her paradigm-shifting truths to give business owners the confidence and step-by-step techniques to advance beyond the middle and defy the statistics plaguing most small businesses. Move to Millions helps entrepreneurs simplify their processes to multiply profits and illustrate their worth through personal anecdotes. And that's why I'm so excited to welcome to the podcast, Dr. Darnyelle.
Hello, Lisa. I'm so excited to be here.
I am so excited to have you. I'd like to move into millions myself. I'm ready. So why don't we start with your story? I want to hear about how you transitioned from corporate world to being a successful entrepreneur.
Okay. So I literally woke up one day, December the 17th, 2004, and there was a knot in my stomach that by the time I got to work was a lump in my throat. And I knew I needed to quit my job. Wow. I did not have a plan. Right. I literally walked into my boss's office and handed in a letter of resignation that I typed up really, really fast. I had no idea what I was going to do. While I was waiting to figure that out, I decided that I would take my very part-time Mary Kay Cosmetics business and just work it full-time. Right. And so within 5 months, I was picking up a pink Cadillac. Woo-hoo. I ended up becoming number 5 in my national area and the number one most improved director in the state of Delaware, all within a very short period of time. And so for the next year, I worked Mary Kay Cosmetics. And then I had another moment, October 1st, 2007. So my first moment, I call my Keith Sweat moment. He's got a song called Something Just Ain't Right. Yeah. And then my second moment on October the 1st, 2007, I call that my Britney Spears moment. Oops, I did it again. And so I just said, you know what? I'm not supposed to be doing anybody else's thing. And so on October 1st, 2007, I decided that I was going to start my company, Incredible One Enterprises. We had a bumpy start. I call the first 4 years our lost years. Those are the years I didn't know what I was doing. I ended up filing bankruptcy. I went back to work. I did all of that. And then January 1st, 2011, I came back into full-time entrepreneurship and I considered myself unemployable. And so since then, we have been growing the business massively. We crossed the 7-figure mark just 3 years later. Today, I have a multiple $1-million company. We've hit the Inc. 5000 list twice. Yes. And yes, thank you. And I've got full-time employees who work for my company. And so I'm excited. I'm here to give everybody hope. Like if you have a big goal, a big vision for what you want your life and your business to be, and you haven't realized it yet, my recommendation is that you don't give up. You never know when things are going to shift, especially if you show up fully for yourself and are consistent, taking the steps you know to take, even when you don't know what else to do. You'll eventually get to where it is that you want if you do not give up.
Well, thank you so much for being authentic and keeping it real. And as an entrepreneur, I know there's never any like straight shot to success. The people that say that are just like, they're not talking about the 10 years behind the scenes of the hard work. So what I would like to say is thanks for sharing that. And I also want to talk about the importance of public speaking. So how important is that in your success journey?
Oh my gosh, it's everything. Like I've been speaking since I was 2, right? We've all been speaking since we were 2. I've been speaking professionally since like 1999, 2000. when I think about my business and what has made me successful, it has been using the power of my story and getting on stages. Like that has hands down been the biggest thing that we did. I used to spend a lot of my time early years in my business getting myself booked to speak on other people's stages.
Yeah.
And then I decided to create my own live events. And so now we hold our own live events every single year, and we have people come from all over the world to come and hang out with us. But no matter what, no matter where, speaking is my primary lead generator. It's one of the best ways to get in front of your ideal clients and to walk out with people interested in working with you in some capacity. And so I tell everybody that I can leverage the power of speaking because it has the potential to explode your business.
All right, well, let's dive a little bit deeper in unpacking the speaking thing, because I've always faced speaking head on because it was my biggest fear, and it still is. And I get nervous a lot of times when I go to speak. So I tried to turn that into excitement, but sometimes I feel like I'm just trying to educate people and not digging deep enough into the story. So I've heard it said that you have to go to like the top and then hit down to the bottom, and then you climb back up, and so people can see themselves in your story. What methodologies do you recommend about having a powerful story that converts people?
Yeah, so I don't necessarily agree that you have to go up to the mountaintop and back down to the valley, but
Right.
I do think that you have to take people on a journey.
Okay.
I think that, no one woke up like this. And if you act like you have it all figured out and you haven't been through anything, you're not going to connect with your audience. So we know Marketing 101 says people need to know, like, and trust you. And the most powerful way to do that is to tell your story. So what I always teach my clients and students is there are 3 moments you want to make sure you cover. Moment number 1 is your Robert Frost moment. We all know the poem. We probably studied it in English in high school. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the road less traveled, and that has made all the difference, right? So we all have that crossroad experience. What was your crossroad experience? Take the listeners, take the audience on the journey of when you were literally standing at that proverbial crossroad and how you made a decision that impacted you getting to be the person on the stage. Second moment is what I call the Sam Cooke moment. Sam Cooke has a song called A Change Is Gonna Come. Yeah. It got reinvigorated when President Obama got elected, right? As a person of color, we were so excited to see someone who looked like us in the White House. A change is gonna come. Similarly, in all of our stories, we have that one moment where we made that one change, and that one change is what has shifted our trajectory. So what is the change that you made? It has probably become your signature system or your methodology and framework that you now use to help your clients get the same results that you may have been the first person to enjoy. And then the third moment is the Harriet Tubman moment. We all know Harriet Tubman, right? We all have experienced some form of bondage, fingers in the air quotes, and we got out of it. Somehow we got free. That means that we all have the opportunity to turn around and invite some other people to experience freedom because of what we've learned. So when you use your Robert Frost, your Sam Cooke, and your Harriet Tubman moments, and you tell them in a very authentic and compelling way, the audience will literally be on the edge of their seat. Right. Listening to every word that you say, trying to figure out how they can work with you in some capacity. It's so inspiring. It's so motivating. I believe success leaves clues. I believe that we never lose. We either win or we learn. Right. And so it's a perfect way to leverage that to help people to know that you're real, right? Like that if they cut you, you would bleed, because no one wants to feel like you have it all figured out and you've never been through anything, because that's not appealing. That doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy, and that doesn't make me lean in when I'm hearing you talk about who you are.
Well, I love the way that you have, number one, from the beginning of the conversation, listen to your own nagging and tugging of when you knew your Oprah moment that you had to change and things weren't good enough. And I love your storytelling methodology. It's super helpful. And I know you were also speaking about having your own events. So let's say people listening to this, maybe speaking for a friend, want to scale to millions. Like, how can we leverage speaking and events and marketing to scale to millions? What's your secret message to millions?
Yeah, so I love live events. My primary love language is quality time. So the thought of being able to get people in a room who think like I think, who, like I like, that have the same heart and the same purpose and the same desire to shake the planet is phenomenal. And so, like I stated earlier, when I first started speaking, I was focused on getting booked on other people's stages. Well, sometimes getting booked on someone else's stage can take a long time. So I decided to supplement that by creating my own events, right? And so I started holding my very own events. And first it was like 10 people or 20 people. Then it was 70 people. Then it was 300 people. And what I realized is that I could get people who have the problem that I intend to solve at my live event all together in one space. And I could offer them the opportunity to enroll to work with me in one of my consulting programs. And when they say yes, I am implementing a leveraged sales tool, which allows me to stop selling one-to-one and allows me to start selling one-to-many. And it has been amazing. I mean, it's a big part of how my own company has made the move to millions. It's based on the book that I wrote. A lot of it, I talk about this leverage sales tool. And it's just been really, really powerful. And on top of that, Lisa, what I love is that it fortifies community. Every single one of us, according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, has a natural need to feel like we belong. It creates an opportunity for security and safety. And when we feel safe, when our nervous system feels safe, we will explode our results. We will quantum leap. And so when you bring people together and you create an environment where they feel like they found their people and they feel safe and they feel secure and they're learning, their results are doubled, tripled, quadrupled. And so it's been the most amazing effect to bring people together in these live events to make millions of dollars in a few days, but also literally watch people change their lives right before my eyes, knowing that when they leave, they'll never be the same again, that the only thing that'll be the same is their name. Such a powerful thing. I love live events. I would tell anybody, like, if you want to learn how to hold live events, I created a course about it because it's something I'm extremely passionate about. And I know that it is really a game changer in every possible way for the attendees, as well as you, the event host and the business owner.
That is so powerful to know that you just have this knowing that you're transforming people. And the only thing that stays the same is their name. My final topic I want to break down with you is still on the way of scaling. Are there other methods that we can maximize our potential and dive into leveraging and scaling?
Yeah. So here's what I know. Scaling a business is not about speed. It's about duplication and replication.
Right.
So there are at least 50 different business models that you could potentially use to get your business to the $1 million mark. And here's the thing, every single one of them works. Regardless of which one you choose, whether we're talking a done-for-you model, a high-end coaching model, a course model, a membership model, a subscription, a brick-and-mortar business, no matter which one you use, in every single one of them, you're going to need 5 things. We call this our move to millions method. You're going to need the right strategy, right? And so that is comprised of the problem that you solve and how you package it, the price point you associate with it, how you position it, promote it, and ultimately profit from it.
Right.
You're also going to need a sales infrastructure. You're going to need a way to sell to people so that they are getting the results for the problems that they've been unsuccessful at solving on their own, and you're generating revenue. You're going to need systems. You're going to need the standard operating procedures and the software that will allow you to duplicate and replicate functions inside of your business so that you don't have to start from scratch every time you decide you want to make money. You're going to need support, the right team members helping you. Yes. You cannot scale to the $1 million mark by yourself. I don't care what the Facebook ads tell you. Yeah. You're going to need team, and you're going to need the right success mindset. You're going to have to believe that you deserve the money that wants to come into your life and business. So many of us have a relationship with money or a definition about money that is based on an untruth. We've been taught as a society, as a country, to believe that money is the root of all evil. And so as a result of that, we shy away from money. But the fact of the matter is that scripture in the Bible is very misquoted. What is the root of all evil is extreme greed. And it is not in the average human's nature to be extremely greedy. So the scripture isn't even about you. And there is a mandate for us to experience wealth and abundance. And when we do, there are just a few conditions that we need to follow. Number one, we need to not be arrogant or high-minded. Number two, we need to do good. That means, be benevolent. Have a foundation or causes that you support and give to. And number three, never forget the source of your wealth. Never forget where it comes from. Your creator, the creator of the abundant universe, is who allowed you to experience wealth. And so if you remember those three things, you can have money. But if you want to scale, the first thing you need to do is put a really firm foundation in place in your business around your strategy, your sales, your systems, and support. Once they are tight, then you're ready to ramp up and replicate and duplicate. And once you do that in consistency, then you can get to the $1 million mark. I tell people all the time, Lisa, it does not have to be hard. You just have to be consistent. And that's why I took the time to write Move to Millions, the proven framework to become $1 million CEO with grace and ease instead of hustle and grind. Because I know that when people get their hands on this book, we'll have a lot more businesses defying these terrible statistics around small business. As women, only 1.9% of women-owned businesses ever cross 7 figures. As a Black woman, only 0.5% of businesses ever cross 7 figures. It shouldn't be that way. There should be way more of us. And so I'm hoping that as people get this book and internalize what's inside of it, we'll start to see more people cross the 7-figure mark.
Wonderful.
That's my hope.
I just love talking to you. You're so encouraging, empowering. And I always feel like success does leave clues. So if you can do it, you can empower millions to make millions. Any final thoughts you want to leave our audience with on being unstoppable?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you just said. I believe that if you have the desire to make millions, it's because you're supposed to be making millions. I don't believe that God gives us dreams to taunt us. I think that if you have the dream, it's because you're supposed to realize it. And so I hope that you take that desire that is within you and find out what you need to do inside of your business to make, move, and leave millions. I believe you can do it. In fact, I'm waiting to help you do it. I know that together we can not only make, move, and leave millions, but we can shake the planet.
That is so powerful. Where can people find you and your book and all your good stuff that you're up to?
Absolutely. If you go to movetomillionsbook.com, you can learn all about me. You can grab a copy or two of the book, and you can, so that way you can not only get it for yourself, but you can share it with someone else.
Well, I'm picking that up. Thanks for being a great guest on the show, Darnyelle.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks for coming to WholeCEO with Lisa G. After over 20 years helping people lose weight and get fit, I'm so excited to announce that I found the missing link with my coaching. Message me if you want to learn how to look better, feel better, and go faster with a master. Lisa G at lisagfit.com.